How my favorite mates doing? My name is DiaBellical, and I finally got hit with age verification on YouTube, which was supposed to happen on like the 13th of August, but well, not just now, I would say yesterday, I finally got hit with it, and YouTube decided to deem me a under 18 individual. Woo! Wow! Awesome! Great! I'm so happy that I am now, I'm all of a sudden reverted back to 18 years old. YouTube deems me back in high school, my fucking nightmare, and I have a part-time per diem job of working at fucking Walmart. Never worked at Walmart in my entire fucking life, but YouTube is apparently deeming me so at that age point, and I am just about done with puberty. 18 is the age where you're done with puberty, right? But apparently YouTube has deemed it so what can I do? What can I really do now? I'm glad that they think my raspy ass voice, or the 2 years of me being here, has deemed me me cussing and making up every single cuss under the sun. Not slurring though. Do I have to get drunk on this fucking channel to even prove that I'm over the age of 18? Hopefully even 21, because you have to be 21 to drink. I don't really know. But yes, I have finally been deemed by YouTube algorithms AI robot. And let me tell you, it is feels a little bit lukewarm. I'm not really sure of really any changes. The only noticeable change that I've seen is that I've tried watching some videos that I usually been watching, and there is a scary movie. The original first scary movie was out for free on YouTube Movies, so I clicked on that, and there you go. I couldn't watch it. It said I needed to sign in or verify that my age is over fucking 18 or something. Don't really understand that. But coincidentally, Scary Movie 3, 5, almost all of them are fucking out. But I can watch Scary Movie 3 where the guy dresses up as the fucking Ku Klux Klan as a hood. I can do that. I can watch that movie, but I can't watch the first one. No. Can't do that. But listen, this is not to criticize or, belittle YouTube in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I guess a little bit, but not to the most point. I've grew up with YouTube, I'm sure a lot of you have as well, still watching this. YouTube has been a big part of my life. It's been a sort of comfort. Normal kids read books. I decided to watch PewDiePie's Amnesia playthrough when I was little. Some kids go outside with their friends. I'm watching YouTube videos on Markiplier playing drunk Minecraft or something like that. And then I would go play with my own friends on Xbox. But that was besides the point. Either way, I figured that now that this has actually happened to me finally. It's not funny to laugh. It's only funny when it happens to someone else, but it happened to me. So yeah, I might as well start talking about it. What a little bitch I am. I never really thought that AI would be coming into this age at such a negative response. I was always into future movies and all, like Back to the Future 2 or like Blade Runner, etc. Any tech movie. I Am Robot. I mean, that kind of glorifies the fact that AI is a bit dangerous, but either way, I digress. I was always a fan of how AI would be used, robots and all that, and to see it now in real time, we're kind of at that point in technology where we try to make it look really advanced, but we kind of just look like mid 2010s when you were seeing videos of like those universities making those robots where they would kick them over and then they would get up slowly. That's kind of where we're at. Even still, we may make them talk normal, or to a degree talk normal, but at the same time, they're still just a bunch of clunky little clankers. And now with AI, every single outlet or media, whether that be YouTube, not just YouTube, there's now Spotify, Discord, Twitch, I think is starting to even do it. Almost every single outlet now is using AI to a degree in some way or form to prove that what your age is, which is, a big, 180 compared to how you're able to use these outlets literally not even like 2 years ago, maybe even 3, I would say in the mid 2010s, where you could literally do any outlet. You can join Spotify easy. All you really needed was an email. That's all you needed. Didn't really matter if you had your age or you all of a sudden needed a picture of your goddamn ID. You could use anything you want to your liberty, because you gave a shit. All that mattered was that you're using it, because that's what they cared about. Back to the original topic. YouTube is now, well, they did August 13th about the whole, they're going to implement AI to determine what every user on their platform is, whether over 18, under 18. Almost every single time YouTube has implemented something that has to involve AI, fucking Skippy from Cyberpunk 2077 would probably be a better suited AI than whatever fucking name they're probably giving this damn thing to try and use. And don't get me wrong, YouTube is I love YouTube, okay? I love the people that are on YouTube. I enjoy all the content creators. I like the communities. I like what it can do for people. It can help them, you know, create a bunch of opportunities and miracles for people. But to see it now to the point where we're starting to restrict ourselves, or we're trying to be some sort of content police based on our age. I mean, listen, I understand the whole point of keeping kids safe. That's a perfectly natural thing. That's fine. Okay. I understand the point of keeping kids safe, but there are certain things to where you really shouldn't have control what your kids watch and not watch. Only person that can do that is the parents. And that's a common thing that people are saying about this, that kids should be monitored by their parents, not by the companies. You know, if you still have TV today, television, cable, and all that, there's dedicated shows just for children stuff. There's Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, yada yada yada. And there are places for that. And YouTube Kids, I would think, is the perfect place for that. That is the Cartoon Network. That is the Nickelodeon, the Teen Nick Jr., Disney, fucking Disney XD. Whenever you were a kid and your parents caught you watching something that was kind of inappropriate, the parents would either do two things. Either they wouldn't really give a shit and they would make you watch it. That's kind of what my parents did. Next thing you know, I am now horrified of horror movies, because at the age of 1, my dead ass was staring right at the TV screen like an inch away, and all of a sudden The Grudge decided to pop out, and now I'm terrified of horror movies. Also may have some eye problems, but that's besides the point. Kids do need to be protected under certain things. There are very dangerous places on here that, well, a kid on YouTube can expose themselves to very dangerous things. Clicking on a suspicious link, watching a very inappropriate video. But there are things that should be out of that company's control. YouTube should not be having to deal with, you know, watching over kids who watch content. Let's be honest here. For me personally, I can't say for everyone else. For me personally, I was watching shit I shouldn't be watching at a young age. Okay, my parents didn't really give a shit. I mean, they did, but you know, as long as it wasn't like heavy things like, I don't know, pornography or fucking guys killing themselves over and over again, it was fine. Watching The Office over and over again at the age of 8, 10, yes, yeah, perfect, fine. I don't even know what age was I when Office came out. I don't know, watching MASH when I was younger. King of the Hill, adult cartoons. My parents deemed it whenever they watched a little bit. They would watch a little bit with me and then they figured, okay, that's fine. YouTube shouldn't be the ones dictating that for your child, for anyone's child, really. YouTube from the beginning has always been where a bunch of, you know, grown adults, young adults, grown adults have been making content, and to now be a part of something to where now YouTube's AI, which I'm sorry, YouTube, you kind of dropping the ball on this one, Chief, to where you're deeming me under 18, to where I can drink alcohol. I can fully be aware of, you know, working a 9-to-5 job. I don't really work 9 to 5. I do, you know, second shift. I have management up my ass about me being a fucking team player in my corporate. They're trying to make me chant some stupid shit or something like that. They hire a clown for me to mediate how to be nice to people. They have me pass around a fucking imaginary ball to other management staff like it's a goddamn game. No, thank you. Okay, I am fully over the age of 18, over the age of 21, might I add. Okay, I can drink myself to hungover if I fucking wanted to. That's my choice. But I don't know why your YouTube seems to not think that. Do they not see the videos that I make? I make pretty questionable videos about questionable games. I mean, I just did Class of 09. If the YouTube algorithm, if the AI wants to go ahead and take a look at that game, by all means, go ahead. I mean, so that the case could be like, oh, I could be under the age of 18 playing the game. Sure, fine, perfectly valid thing. However, I would like to think my voice is not under the age of 18, okay? I think my voice is maybe raspy, but it ain't that fucking raspy to where I sound like going through puberty a second wind. That's not happening again. That was a horrible thing. Hated my childhood. I hated the growing up aspect of it. I'd rather be an adult now than I'm happy where I am now, being a full adult where I can make my own choices. But it is a bit sad to see YouTube having to police every single one of us, because it is in the name of protecting the kids, in which there's a whole thing in Europe where they're the Online Safety Act or something to protect kids. That's a can of worms that I really don't want to get into. I'm not from Europe, but I can see how it can affect us in the future if it actually, you know, becomes a permanent thing. There's a whole bunch of protesting going on over there. If you want to look into it, look at better videos, because I'm not really going to be the one to talk about that. I see people talking about what's going on with YouTube right now and how it is affecting them in their videos. Because now, I mean, there's a video I watched about how the day, like after the 14th or something, there was like a huge drop in views from every other content creator because of that whole thing. I'm not sure why I got hit with it now, and it's September 24th. 4th, and this was yesterday, so not really sure what to do about that. But I don't think this is really the direction to go. Love YouTube, might I add. This is why I'm doing YouTube myself. You know, I would love to be a content creator. I'm doing this as a side thing. I'm trying to keep up with it. This is a hobby, a very fun hobby. It gives me a chance to socialize with people, gives me a chance to play games and, you know, find some sort of meaning to myself. To having to go hurdle after hurdle and those hurdles getting higher and higher, it just doesn't make sense why they're trying to restrict more people to using their YouTube in general. I don't know why they're stopping more people from using YouTube or stopping more videos from getting views and all. I understand, I get the point of protecting kids, but I highly doubt that this is the way to go. There are better things to do this. I understand it's only a month in, and you know, I want to give them the benefit of doubt and say that maybe it's not perfect. Okay, that's a perfectly reasonable argument. It's nothing's ever going to be perfect the first time you go around. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to try and get it right. That's fine. To any new creators, including myself, I'm still a new creator, or at the very least low content creators where they haven't even hit 1,000 subscribers, or even in the 100,000 demographic. I would like to think. I don't really know. I'm not really sure where you hit the point where you're like, oh, big YouTuber versus small YouTuber. I don't really know where that line is at that point, but I'm a faceless YouTuber. Okay, I don't really think I'm gonna put anything of my real identity on the internet, and YouTube seems to be constantly wanting at my identity. I mean, once I get quote unquote big enough, I'm gonna have to give that information anyway, but I don't really have to do that right now. This is more of like a preparing me for a thing, because I'm a very private person. I don't really like posting personal things on the internet. I don't think that's really a place for that. I don't get the idea. If people want to post, you know, their private lives, personal information on the internet, that's perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't care, because it's not my life. That's not my life to the other people. My life is just, I'm a very private person. I like my life the way it is, and the internet can be a very dangerous place, and it has definitely changed to what I thought it was from a long time ago. It definitely has changed. It's been 20 years since YouTube's come out now. YouTube is a place where you can express yourself, no matter what age you are, you know, in any aspect. Even though you might get hate from some of the personal opinions you have, it's still a place to express it. You may find people that share the same opinions, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not a big fan of change. I don't really like change. I'm not that kind of person. I hate change, even though it's selfish of me to say. Change can always be good, but just no. Even if it's good, I just still no. Like I said, this isn't a video to just bash the shit out of YouTube. YouTube has been a huge part of my life, kind of just like to any person who watches cartoons. You know, they like to go hit a nostalgia trip. They like to go watch cartoons now. But the fact that I don't think, well, I mean, it doesn't matter now. I've already been determined by YouTube, so I can watch any cartoons I fucking want at this point for nostalgia reasons. YouTube, you should kind of take it back, rework it, and then, or at the very least, just be in contact with, you know, actual content creators. And almost every single response that people have been making about this, and if YouTube ever has responded to any concerns about this whole entire change, it's always been AI responses. Okay, there's only been like 2 times where I've actually seen YouTube as a human being respond about these criticisms, and one was about, I forgot his name, he was interviewing the CEO of YouTube, and the other one was the video about them telling us what the changes are. That's it. Other than that, when I go on social media and I see people, you know, expressing their opinions, whether it be very vulgar or not, it's just a YouTube bot giving, you know, the same fucking excuse, saying, totally hear you, we totally hear you. My AI ears are definitely understanding the 0 1s right now. And it's just, it feels like a one-way street. It feels like a one-way relationship. And honestly, you don't really want to be a part of that kind of relationship, because YouTube doesn't ever make changes unless there has been a huge backlash, to which I don't really see a lot of people talking about it. But there's been a few, I want to quote unquote big YouTubers that have, you know, spoken up a bit about it. And the only changes that actually are made is when there's enough people complaining, or when there's everyone who, you know, YouTube depends on in the two-way relationship of content creators and YouTube gives enough backlash as well. Either way, I think that falls in the same demographic, and that's the only way YouTube changes, is that there's a big enough backlash that YouTube finally goes like, all right, fine, we'll take it back. Sorry. And it's a bit sad that they don't really want to communicate well with anyone, unless you're part of the YouTube partner program, or even that. It sucks a bit to see YouTube having to be one-sided in a relationship where you love them, but they don't really love you back, even if you are one of their, you know, top earners, their top pony, if you will. YouTube for me is basically like when kids in the 80s, 70s were watching cartoons and all that on TVs. Okay, that's basically my equivalent. And I'm glad to be a part of this time where YouTube, you know, is a very big success. And I can actually watch people who make cool content regarding games, commentary, anything. And I want to be a part of that. It just sucks that YouTube is, you know, kind of restricting me, unless they're not really restricting me unless I provide identification. It just seems like a bit of a privacy problem, and a ton of people, including myself, have an issue with, you know, handing over our IDs or moving our face around in a video to capture our entire face for them to hold it for who knows really how long. The mirror is foggy. That's all it really seems like. It's not crystal clear. It is a very foggy mirror with what they're trying to tell us with all this. And people just don't really feel comfortable giving their information, much less their IDs, government IDs, to prove that they are just a certain age. There has to be better alternatives to that. There has to be, because it just does not feel right. For the longest time in our lives, we were told that you should never give your information away online. That's bottom line. When there was huge, you know, scamming problems, we was always told by every company, do not give your IDs, do not give information, social security numbers, IDs, everything under the sun online, because it's a huge risk. And now they're just telling us now all of a sudden, it's fine, just give it to us. Trust us, bro, literally. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a guy who's filling a demographic that's already been filled, playing video games and all that. But it seems like they're just not really listening. Like I said, one-sided relationship in this, and it's a bit sad to see YouTube do that. Because, you know, there was a point in time, maybe even it was probably a long time ago, where YouTube, you know, still does care about the majority of people. But I also understand you can't really blame them, because like I said about the whole Online Safety Act, they probably have to go through all these new laws and all that to keep, you know, make money. At the end of the day, they have to worry about that money, which is, you know, a bit sad, but at the same time, understandable. Business is business, yada, yada, yada. But I'm certain there are different ways to fix this, better it. And YouTube, for the love of God, fix me, please. I'm under the age of 18. I don't want to go back to that hellish nightmare of being 18. I can't do it, please. I'm at the right age, okay? Trust me, please. Trust me, bro. That's my source. But I just want to talk about it and spread a little bit of awareness about it, that, you know, there needs to be more, I don't want to say backlash, because I don't want to hurt YouTube. I don't want to hurt the company. YouTube is a place where it has a bunch of amazing people in it, and that's what I'm mostly concerned about, is that I may not be even able to watch my content creators that I love, one of their videos, because they might be too quote-unquote mature. But I really don't want to keep rambling on about this. At the end of the day, I just like making content. I enjoy making content. It's one of my greatest hobbies doing right now, and to see it go a little bit just downhill more, it just kind of sucks a little bit. But that's all I really have to say. Just, I don't know, fix me, YouTube. I don't know. Listen to everyone, please. I know there's a lot of people who are kind of vulgar with how they're giving critique back, but it should be apparent that this isn't a really good thing here. Not they're really going to see this. What the fuck am I going to be doing here? But at the very least, I can say that, you know, makes me feel a bit better. So I guess I'm doing this for me then, just to make myself feel a little bit better talking about it, because no one really knows what I do. Because it has to be such a big secret for me. But other than that, mates, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have your own thoughts about the whole YouTube thing, put them down below. But if you really enjoy this message of the video, go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, mates, I hope you enjoyed, and for the love of God, YouTube, please fix my goddamn account. I am not under the age of 18. I'm gonna go drink right now and have a cigarette to prove it.